Now we look at the shallowness of glenoid sockets. So this is another issue that people will face, and most of the times it results into them having shoulders that are unstable. Okay, the glenoid socket is shallow. So what's the glenoid socket, and what is a normal, and when do we say this socket is shallow? So this is the glenoid socket, also known as the glenoid fossa. You know, and it's supposed to be deep enough so that the head of the humerus can go in, so that it will relatively give you a shoulder joint that is stable. So, but by the time that this glenoid socket or glenoid fossa or glenoid cavity, instead of it to be as deep as this, so that the head of the humerus can enter like this, giving you a shoulder joint that is stable. Okay, it can be just shallow like this. It's not deep enough. So every time the person having a shallow glenoid socket will always be having dislocation of the shoulder. Okay, so it's actually one of the key anatomical reasons why somebody's shoulder is prone to becoming unstable and the person will always be having dislocations. So let's look at the normal so that we can be able to know the abnormal. Right. So glenoid cavity is a shallow depression on the scapula where the humeral head sits. So it's compared to the hip socket, that's acetabulum. So the glenoid is much shallower and smaller and covers about one third of the humeral head. But it's supposed to be there. Any shallowness that is less than what it's supposed to be, it gives you instability always. So it's designed to allow a wide range of motion. So you can flex, you can extend, you can rotate, you can abduct, you can circumvent, you know. So clinical significance is if you have a glenoid uh, cavity or socket that is too shallow than what is expected, you have a lot of instabilities. So the shoulder relies heavily on soft tissues. There are labrum, ligaments, rotator cuff for stability. Dislocation. So you can have a lot of anterior dislocations if the glenoid cavity there is not deep. So the labrum rolls now. They deepen the socket slightly. This will improve stability, but sometimes um, a glenoid socket that is not deep enough, it can come with cuts in the labrum, thereby making it like all these things around, okay, all these ligaments, they can be cut and furthermore increases the instability. So people that are having a glenoid cavity that is unstable or sorry, shallow, they always have a recurrent dislocation, which is mostly the anterior dislocations. Management and prevention is what strengthening. So rotator cuff and scapular stabilizers to compensate for the shallow socket. Avoid risky positions and procedures such as labral repair or bone augmentation can actually deepen the place and actually reinforce the socket in recurrent cases.